I think the art of coaching is this understanding that there are teachable things in athletics, fitness, health, performance, longevity. There's also unteachable things.
Started with a lecture kind of series, and that went on for about an hour, and then we got to move around a lot. There were a lot of hands-on breaks. We got to swing and roll around with Dan and learn about his correctives that he uses in the gym, but also that he uses for himself. Like, it was just a hands-on component. It was so great.
I've seen Dan speak numerous times, but every time you come and you see him, you always learn more. The big thing about it is that when you can see coaches have already been where you want to go, they can make your journey, I suppose, you get there so much faster, you know. And what it really can do for you is give you clarity to where you've been, where you are now, and where you want to go in the future.
My goal for the students who take the class is to walk away knowing I can do this. I can now look at an internet ad. I can now go to another workshop. I can now go to another certification and say, oh, this is a good idea. I can implement that. This is something I want to try. I can implement that. Oh, it didn't work. I can throw it away.
It's just been amazing so far. I've really enjoyed myself. I must say I was quite nervous when I first signed up for the course, just thinking I wonder if this is all going to be about sport and training athletes. But a lot of my clients are, part of the older population, and there's so much stuff that I can really translate into training sessions for them as well.
Dan John's writing is very simple and clear. So when you read the book, you do get a good sense of where he's coming from, but to hear it from his own perspective in the flesh, and then to do the practical work as well, it just brings it all much more to the front of your mind, and you can feel it as well as understand it.
The goal of this workshop for me is to try to highlight what gets skipped in a lot of things. It's coaching. The idea of that goals and assessments are married, and that people miss that all the time. And so the goal is to keep the goal. The goal is this mantra I repeat constantly, but truly the coach's job is to constantly bring the client, the athlete, back into what the agreed goal is.
Well, first of all, it's a fantastic 3 days. I mean, the guys that I've met here, people from all over the world, and any time I can spend time with Dan in a room for 1 day, let alone 3, is worth, well, it's priceless really for my own personal development and for the development of my business.
The art of coaching to me is to enable clients to feel and experience whatever it is they wish to feel and experience for themselves, without me prompting or making them do it for themselves. I want them to want it and find it for themselves.
The weekend has been an absolute goldmine, just an absolute wealth of information.
There's been so much experience in the room at any one time, so you've got this fountain of knowledge that's Dan, but then he's also still feeding off everyone else in the room, and the conversations that develop out of that have been fascinating.
I think certainly some of the things that we've learned, such as the one mat workout, the Coyote Point Kettlebell Club workout, these are things that straight away, I mean, we did one session on the Friday, and the Saturday morning before we started the workshop, I actually had a class, and straight away I could implement what I'd learnt the day before.
Dan John, he just makes things so clear and concise. It's given me a greater insight into knowing what to do exactly with my programming. It's been a wonderful help for me, and I can't wait to put it into practice.
I've been coaching a long time. I've made a lot of mistakes, but the thing I think I've done best in my career is I've kept very accurate journals. And one of the things that kind of keeps spilling out is that I had a clear-cut path, and then I deviated off of it. And then it took me, for every step you take this way, it's a step coming back. And so what I would like to share with people is that, okay, you can learn what I'm teaching, learn my story, and say, okay, I'm not going to make those same mistakes. But I'm also trying to get across that I want you to have an early warning system when you see yourself getting off track. And that's what I think the strength of the Art of Coaching workshop is all about.